You think you're shattered? That the cracks in your soul make you weak? Think again. Those cracks aren't signs of weakness. They're proof of the pressure you've endured. Pressure meant to crush you. Yet here you stand, unbroken, and that terrifies them. They wanted you gone, erased, reduced to nothing. They wanted to see you crawl, beg, and prove their words, their rejections, their mind games had worked. But you refused, and that refusal, that's what makes you dangerous. This world doesn't reward those who refuse to stay down. It doesn't like those who don't break as expected. Society, with its rules and illusions, demands you shatter when it decides you're too much. But if you don't, if you keep standing when you should have been dust, you become a problem. A glitch in the system, a living, breathing reminder that pain doesn't always mean the end. You've seen it, haven't you? The way they look at you, the whispers. They hate that you don't complain, that their insults don't sting. They hate it because deep down, they know they couldn't survive what you've survived. They couldn't last a second in your mind, a minute carrying your scars. Yet here you are, still breathing, still moving, still refusing to be erased. Oh, they tried. Betrayals, lies, sleepless nights, losses, silence, days when getting out of bed felt like lifting the weight of the world. They threw everything at you. And what did you do? Did you crumble, disappear? Number you endured, you adapted, you transformed. Pain does one of two things. It makes you bitter or unstoppable. Guess which one you became? They thought you'd stay broken. They counted on it. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. Broken things don't keep fighting. Broken things don't terrify. And you terrify them because you've turned pain into power, suffering into fuel. You understand something they don't. There's no strength without suffering, no fire without destruction, no unbreakable without first enduring hell. They'll keep coming, new storms, new betrayals, new reasons to make you want to give up. That's their game. That's how they keep control. But you don't play by their rules anymore. They call you damaged, say you've changed, as if that's a bad thing, as if you were supposed to walk through fire and come out untouched. Number fire burns, it scars, it reshapes you. And that's a gift. The old you, the one who cared too much, forgave too easily, trusted too quickly. That version wouldn't have survived. But you're something else now. You've learned, you've adapted, you've built yourself from the ruins they left behind. You've become the kind of person they fear, not because you're cruel or seek revenge, but because you cannot be controlled. Their words don't hold power anymore. You don't need their validation, their acceptance, their approval. And that's true strength. Look around. The world is filled with people who let life break them, who let rejection shrink them, who let the opinions of cowards define them. But not you. You kept moving, you kept fighting, and for that, you'll always be hated. Because nothing angers weak people more than seeing someone who refused to stay weak. So let them talk, let them whisper, let them throw their insults, their doubts, their jabs. Deep down, they know the truth. Nothing they do will ever compare to what you've already survived. They know you're unbreakable, and that's what truly scares them. Don't you dare stop now. Don't you dare let them win. Every day you keep going, every second you refuse to fall apart. You remind them of what they could have been. If only they had your strength, your resilience, your fire. But they don't, and they never will. This world thrives on control. It feeds on obedience. It loves when people follow the script, play their roles, stay inside the lines. It's built to make you small, to shrink you into just another shadow. And that's exactly what they tried to do to you. They tried to silence you, strip you of your fire, make you second-guess every thought, every dream, every instinct. They wanted you to believe you were too much, too intense, too different. Because people like them can't handle people like you. They can't handle those who refuse to be tamed. They threw words like knives, planted doubt, whispered insecurities. For a while, maybe you believed them. Maybe you looked in the mirror and saw someone broken, unworthy. But that was never the truth. The truth is, they feared you before you even knew your own strength. They saw something in you, something rare, untamed, something they could never be. And instead of rising with you, they chose to tear you down. That's what weak people do. They don't fight their own demons. They don't face their insecurities. They don't confront their failings. That would take courage, something they'll never have. But you had it all along. Even in your worst moments, you had that fire, that refusal to break. You didn't see it then, but they did. That's why they worked so hard to dim your light. That's why they threw every storm your way, hoping you'd finally crumble. But you didn't. And now they don't know what to do with you. People expect pain to destroy you. They expect betrayal to make you bitter, loneliness to make you weak, loss to make you hollow. But what happens when it doesn't? What happens when pain sharpens you instead of dulls you? When betrayal makes you smarter instead of colder? When loss fuels you instead of empties you? They don't have an answer for that. They don't know what to do with someone who keeps getting up, keeps adapting, keeps evolving, because that's not how the world trained them to think. The world told them pain equals defeat. But you've rewritten the rules. You turned suffering into armor. You took every scar, every wound, every shattered piece, and built yourself into something indestructible. They look at you now and don't see the person they once knew. They see something unfamiliar, something terrifying. They see someone who cannot be controlled, someone who doesn't need permission to exist, someone who walked through fire and came out standing, breathing, ready for more. And that's their worst nightmare. Because most people don't want to be strong. They want to be comfortable. They want easy answers, simple lives, predictable outcomes. Strength requires struggle. Strength demands sacrifice. Strength is earned through suffering, through loss, through the kind of pain that breaks most people. And that's why they'll never be like you. They weren't willing to go through what you went through. They weren't willing to carry your weight, bleed your blood, hurt your hurt. They weren't willing to fight, but you were. And now, here you are. You've seen too much, endured too much, learned too much to ever go back. You can't unsee the truth. You can't unlearn the lessons. You can't pretend to be like them anymore. You're different now. Not because you wanted to be, but because you had to be. Because life didn't give you the luxury of weakness. Survival demanded more from you. And you answered. You became what you needed to become. And that makes you untouchable. But listen carefully. This journey isn't over. It's just beginning. The stronger you get, the more they'll come for you. They'll test you, try to pull you back into their darkness. They can't stand the idea of you being free. Because if you prove suffering can be turned into strength, that pain can be a teacher instead of a curse, what excuse do they have? What excuse do they have for staying small, afraid, trapped in their self-inflicted misery? They'll try to make you doubt yourself again. They'll try to convince you you're still broken, that you still need them, that you still need to prove something. But you don't. You never did. Because here's the truth. You were never broken. You were always unbreakable. You just had to go through the fire to see it. So let them watch, let them whisper, let them throw their stones, spew their venom. It doesn't matter anymore, because you've already won. You won the moment you decided to keep going. You won the moment you refused to break. You won the moment you realized everything they did to destroy you only made you stronger. And that's why they fear you. Because you are living proof that no matter how much they try to crush you, bury you, convince you you're nothing, you will always rise. Again and again and again. They thought they could break you. They thought they could wear you down until you begged for mercy, groveled at their feet, asked for their approval. They thought if they kept pressing, kept throwing obstacles, you'd eventually snap, crumble, become just another broken soul. But here's the reality they refuse to accept. You never needed fixing. You never needed saving. You were never broken. You were always strong enough to survive, to rise above the storm, even when they wanted to drown you in it. And what scares them, what haunts them, is the truth they'll never understand. What it's like to walk through fire and come out stronger. They'll never know what it's like to stare pain in the face and laugh, to take every punch and turn it into power. They'll never know what it's like to embrace their scars, to wear them as badges of honor instead of marks of defeat. They'll always be trapped in their little world of fear, terrified of confronting their own weakness. And that's the difference between you and them. You're not afraid. You don't hide from the darkness. You walk into it, own it, use it. And that's why you're unstoppable. Do you understand? The power isn't in being perfect, unscathed, untouched. The power is in embracing every part of yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's in taking everything life throws at you and using it to build yourself up, not tear yourself down. And the world will never understand that. They'll never understand why you keep going when everything tells you to stop. They'll never understand why you don't fold when they try to break you. And that's exactly what makes you dangerous. Because you're not playing by their rules anymore. You're playing by your own. And when you do that, when you stop letting their limitations define your worth, you become something they can't control. You become a force of nature, a storm they can't outrun. And that's why they fear you. Not because of your strength, not because of your power, but because they know deep down they could never handle the pain you've handled, the battles you've fought. They know they would break under the weight of what you carry. And that's why they'll try to tear you down, convince you you're nothing, that you're weak, that you're broken. Because if they can make you believe it, they win. But you're not going to let them win. You're not going to give them that power over you. Because you know the truth now. You know that nothing they say or do can ever define you. You are more than their words, their insults, their lies. You are not what they say you are. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are a warrior. And warriors don't ask for permission. They don't beg for validation. They don't wait for someone to tell them they're worthy. They take what they deserve. They rise above the chaos. They fight until their last breath. And you're still here, still standing, still breathing. That's not a coincidence. That's not luck. That's the mark of someone unbreakable. And that's why they can't stand you. Because you remind them of everything they're afraid to face in themselves. You remind them that they don't have to live in fear, stay small, accept their limitations. You remind them there's power in pain, strength in suffering, victory in surviving the things meant to destroy you. And that's what they can't handle. Because if you can survive, if you can thrive, then what's their excuse? What's their reason for staying weak, afraid, small? They don't have one, and that terrifies them. So let them try. Let them throw their stones. Let them try to push you back into the darkness. Let them try to make you doubt yourself. It doesn't matter. It's all just noise. Because you've already been through the worst. You've already faced your demons and walked away victorious. So what can they possibly do to you now? What can they throw at you that will break you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You are unbreakable. You are unstoppable. And that's what scares them. Because you don't need them. You don't need anyone's approval, validation, or permission to exist. You are everything they're not. You are everything they'll never be. And that's the ultimate weapon. That's what gives you the power to rise above it all. So don't stop. Don't ever stop. Keep moving. Keep fighting. Keep proving to them and to yourself that you are unbreakable. Because in the end, it's not the people who try to tear you down that define you. It's the ones who keep standing after every attempt to break them. And you'll keep standing always. If you're looking for more content on self-growth, healing, and finding strength in difficult times, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. I've got a lot more empowering content coming your way, and I'd love to have you join this amazing community. Take care, and remember, you're irreplaceable. See you in the next video.